Hello. Hi, Anushka. Very good afternoon
Good
and good late
afternoon.
morning. Okay, I'm very happy that we are doing this session. I'm so sorry we couldn't connect as planned and it was eating me up. But I'm like, okay, it's fine. We are going to get it done. So I'll share some phrases, just how they will be put across in the examination. You try and resolve them. After that, um, we'll quickly check the charts. Okay. Now you have already seen the charts that are used in the examination. So when I'm sharing these charts, you compare this with what you had seen and find out the common elements. So that's the part of the chart that is going to come in the exam. I hope the readability is fine.
Yeah, Radio 5. How do you read?
Radio 5. So 30 minutes are enough, but sometimes I've seen certain performances go on till a long period of time, like for about 27 minutes, 28 minutes. So we should just not worry about time and we should just continue the conversation thinking a flight is going on. And that's the simple idea. So it'll be very hectic. The process of the examination could be a very busy live ATC environment kind of a situation. There'll be a couple of traffics also talking. So they have done a live simulation with live people. So now I've understood, to discuss it with you and with all students, I've understood the difference between why the radio telephony in the manual slightly varies in certain aspects compared to what is spoken by most people from the air traffic department. And that is because the manual that is made for training of the traffic personnel, that manual is actually derived from the RT manual, ICAO Doc 90432. But the emphasis that they have put in the manual, those emphasis become majorly spoken. And if we focus on those points of emphasis, then we can also easily, um, you know, they will find a lot of common elements. So that also is something we can try and be ready, something that people build up over the years. Okay, so check the screen, transmit as per RT. Just one by one, give me the answers to these.
Cleared,
Mm-hmm.
negative,
Carry on.
unreadable, monitor, check, disregard, confirm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, Fifth one is confirm. Sixth one is
Fifth one will be readable.
sixth one will be readable, no?
Radio 4, readable. Correct. Number 6.
Readable and then
Number seven is?
Check.
Uh-huh. Carry on.
Disregard. And correction will go.
Correction will go.
Hmm.
Okay. Number 10 is? Number 10 seems like acknowledge.
Number one.
Number 10. 10 is 10.
Number 10 is
Let me know that you have
you have
received and
yeah
understood.
acknowledge.
Hmm. How about number one? Are you sure you're sure about it?
Authorized to proceed under approved.
Approved or cleared? So yeah, they are similar
Yeah.
sounding, similar meaning words. So we need
Mm,
to be clear on them.
mm.
And number five, I request verification of confirm was
Confirm.
correct. Initially, I think you said check.
Yeah.
So yeah, couple of times we'll make mistakes and then we'll not. This is how the practice for phraseology works. I want you to quickly take a look at the phraseology again from your notes, and I'll give you another set of phrases right now. It's simple. Is it challenging?
It's simple. Hmm.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hmm. Can you see the screen?
Okay.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Negative.
Carry on.
Out.
Mm-hmm.
Approved.
Mm-hmm.
Break. Affirm.
Very good. So we have approved, we have cleared, and what else do we have? Something.
Approved. Cleared.
Are you sure all these are correct? Can you please cross check? Good job. So I see that you can recall most of the phraseology. We'll
Mm,
keep doing this exercise every time so that if in exam you get question number one that seems like that,
mm.
then you can easily answer. Okay, just check. Can you tell me the definition of like just check the difference between approval and cleared, approved and cleared, and see if you have any confusions.
Approved is permission for proposed
Hmm.
action granted, and cleared is authorized to proceed under specified condition.
So this is approved and that is cleared.
Yeah.
So there's slight difference. Okay. Any challenges with phraseology? So I'm just pulling up a cross section of a chart. Okay. So, what are the key elements that you can recall from the charts that you have seen that are used in the examination?
First one was basic like parking chart, like stand from 1 to 10. And yeah, it was just simple. It was a black color chart, fully black and with yellow linings. And second one was the proper aeronautical chart
Uh huh.
and the routes with some waypoints and all. Yeah.
So, that aeronautical chart, how many routes were visible on the chart? Were all routes or only the route that we are taking?
No, there were three, four routes, I think. And the main one was the one which I got the question. Much.
Main one, as in?
It was like in between in center, it was that one, and from side it was different one.
Okay. Did you have any challenge reading the charts?
I'm not confident in reading that.
Okay, okay, okay. So I'm sharing something on the screen.
Hmm.
Can I see the screen?
That's all.
Okay.
Hmm.
So this is a small piece of a bigger chart,
Hmm.
but we have such 4 or 5 charts
Hmm.
issued, and it is a piece of a chart, one of them. So here we have certain major aerodromes and certain major routes, and we have certain control boundaries,
Hmm.
certain FIR boundaries. To someone who's just seeing this, can you see it in full screen mode now? No? Wait. Let me. Is it full screen now?
Yeah, so.
Okay. So these blue thick boundaries, which are the
Hmm.
most thickest of them,
Hmm.
we can see them first. Then we can see there are some red lines, and we can see there are some green lines.
Hmm.
And there are some pink lines.
Hmm.
There's sky blue, there's dark blue. Okay. So everything is on a piece of land and maybe a part of sea, part of ocean. But this
Hmm.
is the airspace. This is how the routes and the control boundaries for different controls for HF or VHF and range of operation for different aerodromes and air traffic controllers related to those aerodromes. So tower will not just have the range till the physical limits of the aerodrome boundary. It will extend up to a certain radius.
Hmm.
Most most places you see have circles, circles, circles. There are so many small circles.
Hmm.
All these circles are showing us that there are aerodromes there,
Hmm.
and these are initial control ranges for those aerodrome traffic controllers specific to that place. And then we can see lines originating from all these circles. Wherever we see, we can see a confluence of lines in the center of each circle.
Hmm.
So there is a legend. Legend means how to decode a chart. When we go through the legend, everything becomes very easy. Okay. So we just need to know the different elements. The main elements that we have to use in the chart would be the departure aerodrome, the arrival aerodrome, the route that is mentioned on the flight plan. Following the route, what all airspaces are we going to fly via? Initial ground tower approach control would be applicable as would be used as applicable and as available.
mm,
Air traffic communications are very important, so we have to talk to the right ATCs in the right position. When we are in air, we will be changing ATCs depending upon on what range or whose range we are. Looking at the chart, wherever I place this cursor, can you see the small arrow cursor
Affirm.
on the screen? Yeah. Anywhere, if I place randomly, if I place here, I will know if I know which route am I on and I am on and where I am on, I can determine who I'll speak with. I'll check for their frequency, which is also mentioned on the chart, and I'll connect with them. All I need is a chart and my position.
Mm,
So if I'm here, let's say if I'm here, this position, so I can see I am somewhere close to a waypoint called Gutted,
good.
yeah, which seems to be on a brown route over here.
Mm,
And if I'm on this route, then which waypoint am I traveling from or traveling to, depending upon, okay, what's the direction of my flight? So I'll say, okay, you're going south. So if I'm going south, then I'm going Bhubaneswar.
mm,
North and south would be easily determined by drawing a horizontal line.
mm,
Anything going in this direction above will be north.
mm,
Anything going in directions 09er 1 to 269er will be
mm,
south.
mm,
Okay. So south, okay, so you're going to Bhubaneswar. Are you going to land at Bhubaneswar or fly over Bhubaneswar? Well, like, Bhubaneswar is my destination. So who will you talk to? So I'll be like, okay, does Bhubaneswar has control? Are you in Bhubaneswar control? Yes, I'm in Bhubaneswar control. I can see something called TMA written here, and TMA
mm,
stands for Terminal Movement Area or
mm,
Terminal Control Area.
mm,
So TMA can be considered similar to Area Control Center. In VHF, the frequency is control.
mm,
Place name, control. Okay, so I'll talk to control. Great. Bhubaneswar control, Air India 129er.
mm.
On what route am I on? So I need to know the name of the route. Okay. And if I carefully see, if I track the route to look for the name of the route, this is where I see the route.
54
I don't
Olima.
know. Check the color as well. The color should match the color of the route. The color, what is written, should match the color of the route. So we track the route and we can see
Mm.
the name is written just here. Lima
Lima
759.
759.
This is the name. So I'm introducing. This is the
Mm,
name. The number that you see in this
mm,
uh, trapezoid over here,
mm,
the figure with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides.
mm,
This is the distance to go. How much distance is left?
mm,
Then this number gives you minimum cruising altitude on this
mm,
route. So these are three mentions. And here, if you're going here, uh, that's it. You see, another thing where you are somewhere here. So you will reference yourself maybe in nautical miles from this waypoint,
mm,
next sig, or
mm,
better reference would be your DME distance from Bhubaneswar.
mm,
Okay, so you'll be somewhere here. It is very important to determine your position in exam carefully. There are easy ways to determine our positions. We look at the departure, we look at the arrival,
mm,
we track our route between them,
mm,
and we just study the whole route. It's like studying the flight plan before initiating the flight to understand, okay, what is required, what is not. It's just like any other briefing. So in the exam also, we'll look at the chart carefully, we'll track the
mm,
route carefully, we'll determine our position carefully, and we'll check everything before we start our calls because it'll make our jobs much more easy to connect with air traffic
mm,
controllers. Okay. So randomly, if I place myself here, I see more things. I see this green boundary here. Do you see this green line? This determines a specific area. Okay. And here in green, they have written TMA, Terminal Movement Area, Bhubaneswar, within 30 nautical miles, that is 30 nautical miles.
mm,
So they're telling you within 30 nautical miles, if you are between flight level 050 to flight level 250, so minimum and maximum. We're talking about this fraction over here.
mm,
So we will connect with Bhubaneswar control.
mm,
But here they are saying
mhm,
beyond 30 nautical miles, you are talking to Bhubaneswar control there. So here maybe you're within this nautical mile, you'll not talk to control, but maybe you'll be talking to a lower Bhubaneswar air traffic controller. Here ACC will stand for actual control. So both, but most times the same control frequency will be talking to both aircrafts in this range.
mm,
The flight levels are same. See, from 750 to 250 and from 050 to 250. So just a difference of 25, correct?
mm.
So then we see certain areas like this. Okay. These areas also we have to be careful about. I'm talking
Mm.
about, okay. What this is, can you see this little girl? I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
She's my niece. She was very small. This is from Rajasthan. She's all
cute this
grown up
is.
now. She's all grown up now, She's in 11th or 12th right now.
Oh.
I don't know how this came out. Stand by. But this is a cute distraction, right?
Mm.
Like she always makes us smile, everyone. Okay, let's share the chart again. I wish I could show you her whole dance. She looks so sweet here, and it's in slow motion. Okay. Imagine me being not aware that the screen has gone and I'm just describing, okay, try to find the green line, try to find and you'll be like, Arey sir, wait, it's a person, not a chart. This is from many years ago. Okay. So let's come here. So I was showing you this part. There's some system error. Wait. Hmm. Once I took a 45-minute session without realizing that I was on mute all time.
And nobody told you.
Nobody told me. Like I was getting couple of students trying to reach out to me on call.
Mm.
Arey yaar. But I was so focused on giving the session. I wanted to just make it like one-way session, like give, and then discuss questions. Like sif suno, focus. So it was very funny. Like I had a recording, but I didn't have an audio. So that was very funny. Okay, let's take it here. Actually, since couple of days there have been many issues, but it's fine. Small errors in the nth moment. So can we see the screen now? No, wait. Yeah. Can we see the screen now?
Yes.
It's just the chart, right?
Mm.
So we are talking about these areas in red line with inverted vertical line, small, small. Now, these areas are very important. Sometimes we cannot fly over these areas. And if we fly over these areas, then we have certain restrictions or certain limitations. Are you able to see?
Yeah. That's Victor Echo Delta 1.
Yes.
We
So we have to decipher this.
mm,
Victor stands for the Indian AFSRA, just
mm,
like the location indicating code for
mm.
Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata. The second code stands for the FIR. So this is which FIR? Kolkata
Chennai.
FIR.
Oh, Kolkata.
Chennai is
Mm.
Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
O.
Mm,
D stands for danger area.
mm,
So this is the danger area number 53 or number 53 in Kolkata FIR.
mm,
What is the restriction to this airspace? It is from ground level till unlimited. So no matter
mm,
what your altitude is,
mm,
this area is risky for you.
mm,
But there's a route, so seems like this area is taken. Okay, so maybe some understanding, maybe some clearance is slightly given. But still, we have to be careful. The route in black is the route that you might get in the examination. And this is the route that talks about the most sophisticated commercial instrument navigation.
mm,
Here, the pilot just does basic jobs of flying and communications, while everything else is monitored by the ATC through automatic systems. The systems include radars, mode Sierra,
mm,
so they can see a lot of information on the radar screen that the pilot doesn't need to transmit.
mm,
So if you are on such routes, then your calls could be much shorter. Your calls could be just basically about the intent and the situation given in the question.
mm.
Are you following what we are discussing?
Affirm.
There are other routes other than these routes.
Mm,
Those routes are like they can be taken, they have a definition. I'll show you the legend, of course. And what do we say? Yeah, there you might not have all sophisticated instruments, or you might not have a radar on your aircraft. So if you don't have a radar on your aircraft,
mm,
uh, mode Charlie or mode Sierra, then you
mm,
might have to do radio navigation more. You have to keep track of your radials, DMEs yourself, and you have to report them also.
mm,
Okay. So earlier in the exams, that was the understanding. Now it could be both. So you be ready for both. You should know how to make those calls also, and
mm,
you should know how to make the most advanced route-based, navigation-based calls also, where you don't have to report a lot of information. So your situational awareness will matter here. There are certain elements in the calls. Elements would be like the name of the route, the flight level, certain estimates. A pilot always knows where he or she is going to be in future. A pilot should always know where they are coming from.
mm,
Everything should be accurate. We should know what's happening. We should know where we are going and in how much time we are going to reach. If we are not thinking that way, we are just flying, then we are still not, then we still have that to do to ensure safety. It's like that. If you have everything planned and if something unplanned happens, then you will know where you are and you will know what the plan was. You will know what the situation of the aircraft is, how much you can do with the aircraft. So basically, you'll be able to decide the possible areas where you could land the aircraft. And that could really matter. Like you should know, okay, my aircraft can fly only for 30 minutes. You should know. It's like that. So you'll not go to a place where it's far off or where the weather is bad. In case of an emergency landing, in case of any decision to be made, most of the calls would be routine calls like climb, descent, um, ground movement calls, reports, and then there'll be a few calls talking about emergency.
mm,
and talking about radio communication failure. And there will be calls about other traffic, relay calls. They are making you practice relay calls in the examination. And then they're also talking about automated system based updates like TICAS and ICAS. What to do if you get a RA. RA and TA. There are two things. TA
mm,
is traffic advisory. They tell you where the traffic is. The system just gives you an indication as to what direction and what distance, what altitude, some reference as to where a potential conflicting aircraft is. And RA gives you a resolution also. RA will tell you whether you climb or descend, something like that. So it's the system generated advisory for certain aircrafts fitted with those systems. And then arrival calls. Okay. So half of the calls will be on the runway ground and maybe 40% are on the ground, 30-40% initial climb. And then rest of the calls could be in air. So in the exam, if they're pushing us to to perform like a professional pilot having flown many years,
mm,
then for students who have not done that, it could be intimidating and it could be difficult, challenging. So we have to not worry about it. We have to prepare to be up to that skill. We are ready and we are ready in our own way, the best possible way, that is following the laws and the rules. So these little things like understanding the chart and understanding that, okay, I have to be very aware. So this is danger area. And then I have another danger area 65, which is like this area. Still, there are a couple of routes going from here. So danger area definition helps us understand. So danger area is physically dangerous for us, maybe because there's a mountain or a bad weather system, maybe a volcano or something.
mm,
There are two more areas like this, restricted area
mm.
and prohibited area.
Prohibited.
So instead of delta, you will have Papa or you will have Romeo.
Roman.
Okay. So be careful. Certain times, certain NOTAMs are also issued.
Mm,
Now, Rachi, just next to Rachi,
mm.
just so close to Rachi, like one major side of Rachi aerodrome within the vicinity is a danger area
Danger.
up to 10,000 feet.
Mm,
Okay. See restricted area, such big restricted area. So danger area in red, and this brown hidden in plain sight figure. Can you see this?
mm,
Can you trace the
yeah. Restricted area.
80?
Mm,
And it's restricted till 5,000 feet.
mm.
So you cannot fly 5,000 feet or less over this route. Whiskey 64. What route is this? 64, Whiskey
6-4.
64. Then you cannot fly red Victor 71. Can you see this route? Red. And then you cannot fly on Victor 41 in red. And this Victor 41 is coincident with Bravo 209 as well.
Mm.
Are you able to understand this
In
point?
this, yeah,
Yeah, please say.
in this Ranchi one, it is a danger area on the major side of the like right side
Hmm.
of the
Hmm.
aerodrome. This route is coming, and definitely if they have to land, they will descend or take off anything.
Yes,
And it is from
definitely.
ground to 10,000 feet.
Correct.
How are they managing it? They are clearing the aircraft, going through the like mm, danger area.
Yeah, they must have a strict pattern.
Okay.
They must have a
So
strict
at this
pattern.
particular level, you have to go to that, something like that.
Yeah, there must be some published procedures.
Mm,
Now, nobody would imagine,
mm,
okay, Ranchi might have huge hills.
mm,
Now, we wouldn't think, we'll say, okay, Leh Ladakh, definitely.
mm,
But there will be published procedures to
mm,
avoid. Maybe that's why majority of the routes are here,
mm,
coming in this direction. But still, I will show you the, we will see the actual Ranchi and aerodrome right now. I'm just pulling it up on the screen. Let's physically see if there's a mountain range.
mm,
Okay. But I want to know, yeah, I want to tell you one more thing, and this is true not just for your air traffic controllers or ATCs, but for all navigation systems. Now, navigation systems and have two parts. Like one is on the ground and one is in the air.
right. Mm,
Okay. So the ground systems.
mm,
Okay. All navigation systems are aligned on the ground with magnetic north. Every
mm,
one of them. Remember this, okay?
mm,
So this small blue circle, do you see light blue over here?
mm,
This one, this shows you the alignment with magnetic north in this chart. So
mm.
your route whiskey 64, that route is actually on which magnetic direction you can see from this. Although all ATS route charts are aligned with true north, but all navigation ground stations are aligned with magnetic north. Remember that. Route charts are aligned with true north.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh,
So we see that there are restricted areas, danger areas, prohibited areas.
mm.
There are something called CTA. Can you see the CTA or Rachi?
Which
So
one?
CTA and CTR, control area and control
Control
zone.
zone. Mm,
So one starts from ground surface to certain upper part, and one
mm,
starts from certain upper part to further upper part.
mm,
So approach can be considered to be CTA, synonym to CTA.
mm,
Okay. And CTR generally would be ground, tower. Okay. So CTR generally is with tower, not ground. So let's hunt for a CTR as well.
mm.
So here, Ranchi approach, you will speak when you are within this radius.
Mm.
Someone calling you out? Yeah. So see, whenever you have a circular radius or any
Mm,
radius, it will be mentioned what's the distance of this radius from the center. So do
mm,
you see this 50 nautical miles?
mm,
Yeah. So from center, this is 50 nautical miles. Here you will be speaking to Ranchi approach. There's class D airspace, and there are different types of airspaces. We will read upon them. Okay. Flight level 55 to flight level 105 within 50 nautical miles. So let's say you are on Dapku,
mm,
okay, but Dapku is not entering in Ranchi. So if I'm on Dapku, then I might not be on a lower altitude. I'll be on higher cruising
yeah,
altitude,
mm,
which is flight level 290 to flight level 460. So this is basically an RVSM route. When we'll discuss RVSM, reduced vertical separation minima,
mm,
we will talk about the airspace. Maybe you can make a note of it right now that RVSM airspace is the airspace where aircrafts are allowed to have reduced minimum vertical separations between them. So, ideally, all airspaces are in a way that on each route, planes flying in the same direction. Okay, now just listen. Flying in the same direction will have 4,000 feet minimum vertical separation. If there
mm,
are two planes flying back to back on the same route, then their
mm,
cruising altitude should have minimum of 4,000 feet separation.
mm,
In RVSM airspace, it reduces to 2,000.
mm,
And reciprocal traffic
mm,
is in between the two same directions. So reciprocal traffic minimum vertical separation was 2,000 feet for conventional vertical separation.
mm,
And for reduced, it becomes 1,000 feet.
mm,
So Dapku, we can spot Dapku on Whiskey 106, the pink route.
mm,
And if I'm on Dapku and if my flight level is 150, then who do I speak to? I might not be able to talk to approach because approach is only handling till 105. I might still try and connect. Okay. But still, we can see that, okay, it is not falling under approach. So maybe we'll talk to another ATC. Ranchi CTR they can show us is up to flight level 55 from
Uh-huh.
ground. So the CTR is for tower. Okay. There's some S. And who do we talk to then? Does Ranchi have anything else? Over here in this small circle, approach is from 70
Zero
to
five
105. Over here, flight level send 5 to flight level 460.
zero.
Flight level 80 to flight level 460. So we can always try and communicate to ATCs looking here and there
Mm.
with what all availabilities are there, what all people are available. Okay, Ranchi. We see there is some straight line with some dots on both sides. That is also a unique feature of the chart.
What is that?
Yeah, please tell me, where do you want to focus?
That dot one, a line.
Yeah. See, it's a very lengthy, long line, this one.
Yeah.
Now we can see what it's. It's the air defense identification zone
So,
boundary.
mm,
So air defense identification zone east, and this is air defense identification zone center.
center.
So maybe east, center, and west.
Mm.
Very few people spot this. Very nice. You see, there's a river also.
Yeah. Brahmani.
Mahanadi,
Yeah.
R. Okay, all right. You see, there are small stars. These six-sided stars, six branch
Mm.
stars. Okay, there are these circles, red circles, green triangles we have seen. You see something interesting. TRA 611 Bravo, flight level 3 to 5 to unlimited. This is something for super high level. Like we don't, it's very high. So what is it doing here? Okay, Kolkata. Okay, fine. Do you see this big number? 6
That's
and
MSA.
6 and 3. We'll see what it is. This is where it is mentioned near Kolkata. See, Addis boundary is here,
Mm.
and there's a thick physical red boundary we can see.
Mm.
Here we have these things. What do we say? Here we have international boundaries also in this part, what we were
Mm.
seeing. Okay, one second. Do you know what's the name of the airport in Ranchi?
You can search it.
No, no, no. It's fine. I thought maybe if you know. Definitely, we have. Uh, I'll share further Google Drive with you,
Mm.
further notes. In that, we have these things also.
Mm.
What do we say? Which things? The list of all location indicators.
Mm.
I'm pulling up the legend on the chart in a couple of seconds.
Mm.
So you saw so many things on the chart. Is there any doubt? These are area nav routes. We call them area nav routes, the black ones.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not showing anything on the screen.
Okay.
I want you to try and recall.
Black ones. Yeah.
Hmm. Are you understanding? Is there any confusion or difficulty in understanding?
No.
So how many features from these features do you think are there in the other chart that you had seen?
Definitely routes and waypoints, and the circle near the aerodrome. I don't know about danger and restricted airspace.
Hmm.
Mm,
Okay.
and yeah, pretty much that.
Mm, okay. This is how this looks like on route chart.
Mm,
Kolkata, Guwahati, FIR. Guwahati is a sub FIR. Okay. So we saw a small section of a chart similar to this.
mm,
All the frequencies for nav aids are on the right side
mm,
for you to tune.
mm,
All your credentials for feeding in the waypoints in your computer on board the aircraft for the
mm,
autopilot, all they are here. Those values are here. All reporting points. So lat long, you will get here. You can feed the lat long, and the system will fly you from there to there. Okay. Um, the legend of the chart is here. All right. And then what are the air traffic controllers available and what are the frequencies is on this part. Now these are not Jepson charts, okay? This is what our government has officially issued. Now Jepson charts will be similar to these only when it comes to routes and all, but in flight on board in the cockpit you will have a thick booklet of charts with small cross sections. Have you seen them?
mm. Um,
So what kind of charts have you used when you have been flying?
In New Zealand, it was totally different. It was not like this.
So were they physical
Yeah,
charts or digital?
it was a physical chart also and digital also, but we used physical most. Physically.
So what was so different that it was not the same? Like we must have the same things.
Yeah, same like legends, agents and all were same, but not like so much. It is so much.
It is it is a
Yeah.
comparatively a smaller piece of uh, landmass.
Yeah.
So your space also becomes smaller. So you will get that in India when you're flying from one place to another nearby. Fine.
Mm,
So let's just quickly take a look at the legend and see things that we have not seen. Now, already we have seen so much. Just quickly take a look at the legend. So what learning a chart teaches us is that no matter how complicated something looks,
mm,
if you focus on the most individual of elements one by one, okay, then a complicated thing also becomes very simple because everything is made by an individual thing, and an individual thing cannot be very complicated. Like I'm making a building. The building is very complicated, but it is made of bricks. So an individual brick will make a wall. So one of the things is a brick. Now how do we make a brick? Brick is very small. It's just sand, treated sand, processed sand, compressed. So what is that sand made of? Then we go microscopic over there. So the circular stars are our aerodromes.
mhm.
Is this what we're talking about? The six-sided star?
Not the
In
blue one.
not the blue one. Very good.
This
Remember
one.
the color.
Yeah, the no, one.
Yeah. Just give it a second. And then uh user preferred root zone for these dashes. We have not seen these thick red dashes. Then we have air defense identification zones.
Yeah.
We saw dots on the both sides. Here they have not shown us the dots in the legend, so we'll keep an eye out. FIR nomenclature is in this inkish blue, okay, and ACC's VHF is on light blue. So FIR related is HF related. You could say if you have to communicate.
mm,
if there is a communication need to be made. So the color coding is same, blue, but different shades of blue. FIR boundaries, generally we used to think that they are green, but they're not green. They are blue boundaries with
mm,
these alternate
mm,
perpendicular short lines. FIR boundaries will help you determine which radio you're going to speak with, and whenever you're coming from an airspace outside of India, then definitely you have to request or mention FIR crossing or take FIR crossing clearance. So that also happens on the FIR boundary. Okay. So this is how the FIR boundary would look like. So whatever practice we are going to do going ahead,
mm,
practice flight plan and questions. It will depend upon, it will include FIR boundaries. Okay. So be on the lookout. Here on the chart, we can see this Delhi FIR, Kolkata FIR. It will also
mm,
always be mentioned like this. See, here it is Kolkata FIR boundary. We see Dhaka FIR also, Dhaka FIR. Commercial planes will be talking to Dhaka control many times when we are flying from this airspace. So do not be surprised. Things are international. If ATC is talking, you can talk. They are neighboring countries. And yeah, where is that FIR boundary? It was here. Fine. See this one.
mm.
So it's coincident with a thick blue line. Inside the thick blue line is this FIR boundary. This one, the blue line with
Yeah.
alternate perpendicular
Mm.
bars. So in this on this side is Kolkata FIR, on that side is Delhi FIR.
Delhi as well.
So all these routes over Kewad, they will be asking for FIR crossing clearance if they are speaking
Mm,
with HF, and or crossing clearance will be mentioned. And from
mm,
Kolkata radio, they will be changing over to Delhi radio.
mm,
See here we have a restricted area. Restricted area. This is a
mm,
very sensitive place. Why sensitive? We are near the border. We are near Lucknow. Lucknow area is sensitive with
mm,
defense activities. Delhi, Srinagar, somewhere around Jaipur, these are all sensitive areas. Okay. So we carefully see first they have given us bifurcation for HF radio, TMA, CTA, CTR. So they've given us FIR, FICs, then controls, and then approach, then tower. Okay, these four, one, two, three,
mm,
four. Four segments. Makes sense, something that we already have discussed so many times. Hierarchy of ATCs.
mm,
So they'll give you the ranges and air traffic controllers. Simple. Spot them and you know, okay, we could be here or we could be with these or we could be with them. That's it. In the worst case scenario, you'll be confused between two ATCs. CTA upper control area, CTA lower control area. So ACC's controls are called upper control areas and
mm,
approach is called lower control area.
mm,
Control zone is for tower.
mm,
Name, upper limit, who's giving you ATC service.
mm,
So this is control zone, CTR. And CTA is control area, upper and lower. Now there are different types of routes. It seems like a school project.
yeah.
I can recall we used to use some sketch pens and all diagrams.
Mm,
See this. So these are the different types of routes. There are two types of area nav routes. One area nav and one required navigation performance 2 routes. So only those aircrafts that are certified either under RNAV or RNP will be flying on these routes. Your aircraft should have certain navigation performance before you can fly or take the
mm,
risk. high performing routes, very automatic, like very automated, I would say. Then RNP 10 routes are these colored routes, required navigation performance. Numbers will show you different sets of requirements.
mm,
Then green are international routes, pink are domestic routes, brown are domestic conditional routes. So when we say conditional, we can think about the phrase cleared
mm,
under specified conditions. So here maybe there will be some restrictions or some special approvals. Then there are connector routes also. So red routes are connector routes, and orange is required navigation performance connecting routes. So different types of routes.
mm,
And what are the different numbers in the route? Carefully, the name of the route,
mm.
inside, distance in nautical
Mm.
miles. So if you're in this point, then you know you have traveled this further on the route. It's like that.
Okay.
Magnetic track. The routes are
Mm,
always given on your magnetic track. Remember this.
mm,
VORs will give you radials,
mm,
NDBs will give you relative bearing.
mm.
And then you can always ask any ground station to give you a QDM, magnetic track to a
So,
station.
destination.
Here we can see it that the routes also have magnetic track mentioned. So this side,
Mm,
then below we have vertical limits, minimum
mm,
and maximum, and the number is minimum cruising level. So always be aware about each thing. You never know what restrictions ATCs are giving you. So always listen carefully to the air traffic controller in the exam and accordingly take calls. Don't premeditate anything. Premeditated things should be the skeleton, the fundamentals, which will be filled in with realistic awareness of whatever information I'm getting. Something called advisory route. Okay. Color is similar to RNP 10 routes.
mm,
ADR. Please put an asterisk. I mentioned ADR, put an asterisk so that we can go through a definition and know the differences. Maybe sometime. Then reporting points. Thick triangles are compulsory and
compulsory.
hollow red triangles are on request.
Mm,
MRPs are met reporting points or air traffic service reporting points. So wherever you see a compulsory point, this is where you have to give up compulsory position report. Ideally, you can understand that. And reporting points also same.
mm,
Like compulsory, you have to report that you have reached here, you have reached here. Restricted areas we have already discussed. Okay. Nationality letter, you were right to say that. Here we can say the FSRA is our nationality letter. Although it's not just India's. Remember
mm.
that. It's for a lot of
22.
neighboring
Yeah.
countries. Victor stands for a lot of aerodromes, not just India. So if we say universally it's a nationality letter, we will be wrong. But here we can say, okay, India ka hai nationality. So they restricted this material only to India. That's why. Are you following? Yeah. Otherwise, it's what? It's Aeronautical Fixed Service Routing Area,
Yeah.
AFSRA. Such 22, like you mentioned. See, a VOR station is a hexagon aligned with magnetic north.
Mm,
Compass rose oriented on the chart to magnetic north. Okay.
mm.
NDBs are
Dotted circle.
circles made of
Mm,
dotted circle. NDBs will work on LF and MF frequency
mm,
bands. Remember, your in future airline exams and all will have these
mm,
questions. I mean, just yeah, you should know. And VOR is on VHF frequency band.
mm,
DME surprisingly is just a square with a small dot.
mm.
And co-located hexagon in square is co-located VOR DMA.
Mm,
How to identify radio navigation aids? This is similar in Jepson charts also.
mm,
Name, what kind of VOR you have, what is the DME VOR frequency. Although there are two systems, there will be two frequencies, but we only now tune one frequency because they are paired. The system is paired. If you change one frequency, the other automatically works in the background.
mm,
Then your VOR calls VOR code Juliet Papa, three digit codes. You'll be giving references to ATCs about your positions, inbound, outbound, radial, DME with reference to these VOR codes. VOR Juliet Papa, like Juliet Papa. Okay. Geographical coordinates of radio nav aids. WGS 84. Do you know the definition, abbreviation? Can you decode WGS?
Geo,
World Geodetic Society,
just,
1984.
mm,
Their model of Earth is what we have accepted for civil aviation.
mm,
World Geodetic Society, 1984. Remember this. So these are
mm,
our VOR lat and long. Degrees, minutes, seconds. Degrees, minutes, seconds. If I have this, I can derive a run line, I can derive a great circle track
mm,
from my nav computer, and then using that great circle track, I can fly to a destination.
mm,
So we should know that okay, we can do anything and everything now. Elevation of DME site is also mentioned. It
mm,
should not be confused as okay, your altitude, it is elevation. How above sea level is this place? So that if you're coming from over sea, you are aware about the elevation. Isogonals. Please mention what kind of lines are mentioned on charts. They are isogonic or isogonal
so,
lines. For future, uh, put an asterisk there also. There are 5 to 6 type of lines. Make sure in future you don't need it for exams, so it's okay. So I'm not discussing, but these are important lines. Lines joining equal variation,
or zero variation, something.
zero
Yeah.
variation,
Mm.
or different. So there are three, four, five different definitions. But it's 3 degrees east. So it could not be zero, I think.
Zero equal variation. And it was, agonal was deviation.
Agonic lines,
Yeah.
yes. Very good. Remember that number 6 and then small 3 was written?
Yeah.
So this is an area minimum
Mm,
altitude.
mm,
Each 5-degree quadrilateral. So they're showing you um, if there is every 5-degree quadrant, we have
mm,
360 degrees in a full circle. Okay. So 12,500 feet. This is how you read it.
mm,
So this gives you a minimum clearance above all obstacles, a
mm.
minimum clearance of 1,000 feet. So there's an importance of this number.
Okay.
If I saw 6,3, it means 6,300 feet. It
Mm,
means if in that area I am at 6,300 feet, then I have cleared all obstacles in this area.
mm,
Maybe a mountain range, maybe human structures, industrial structures, and so on. This is a very important number, right?
mm,
Like I'll make sure if I'm doing a small flight or if I'm doing a my what do we say? Like micro aircrafts or
mm,
anything. So I should know. So this is the minimum area altitude. And these are different frequencies. So Ranchi, we were checking Ranchi. Ranchi has just
mm.
tower over here.
Yeah.
So that CTA approach, we saw the frequency is just so maybe 118 was tower and maybe 121 was approach for us. We can try maybe both on tower, maybe on the same frequency both ATCs are talking. We'll
Mm,
have to check that. Okay. So done with the legend.
mm,
Easy, right? I mean, we could have done it in a much shorter time, but I think to cover the whole of chart and then the exams,
mm,
the chart would be slightly easier and different.
mm.
Different on the easier side, right? Like they'll have the same elements but reduced elements, I guess.
Yeah.
Good. always when you're reading charts, you should also know the scale and also for you,
Mm.
here the scale means 1 unit is equal to
Also,
3,000,000. That is 30 lakhs.
mm.
So if this is, let's say if right now on the chart, this space
Mm.
is 0.5 centimeter, this seems like 1 centimeter.
Mm.
So this would be how much?
40
1 centimeter point.
lakhs. Mm.
Yeah, 30 lakh centimeter. So
Mm.
that become how much? So we can derive, okay, this distance means this much
Yeah.
distance. And then you can actually calculate speed, distance, time, and you can
Mm.
plan my ETA
Mm.
and so on, right? So much we
Mm.
can do if we are aware. See, Chennai prohibited area is here, VOP.
Mm.
And see her minimum area altitude is so
It is
less, 2,200.
1,200.
So there are no much obstructions here. Beach area maybe,
Mm.
right? This is sea, right? Chennai. So
Mm.
yeah, sea area, not much. Interesting, right? So much we can study. Like so much we can derive right now. Was where New Zealand charts like this, spread out,
Yeah.
clean, beautiful names, Bago. I mean, there might be infinite places in the world. See, this is beautiful, this place in Bhutan. Their Paro airport, it is landing through the mountains. It's like all
Mm.
of a sudden you're flying, you can see the Himalayas on the left side, and then all of a sudden you'll see mountains and you need to know the path. And then you
Yeah.
fly like this in mountains like a bird, and you're like, okay, can we do more of it? Because this is so thrilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have, I think, two airports. This is your Bhutan. Paro. This here I was talking about. Okay. Last, I wanted to show you all the navaids. So NDVs are in green, VOR is in red. Okay. More scores are also given here because certain beat frequency oscillators are there on certain nav systems. You must have seen them in studies. Audio tone. We
Mm.
can determine the station from its audio tone also.
Mm.
Hmm. And these are your reporting points. See, just lat longs, latitude north and longitude east. That's it. अब आप there's something called A also, just A. So you put Agoda and you put Adipal, Atpal in your systems and you can fly just using these codes. Like you can have a flight plan and then you can decide, okay, so after takeoff I have to take right, left, do this, that,
Mm.
follow that track. Like you should be able to design a plane on your own. Like design a flight on your own, not plane, a flight. Like plan and execute. You must have done that in your section.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it is.
I've seen many students struggle and asking friends for help during their, post their 150 hours towards the end of the CPL. Like how many flight plans have you made on your own? Like how many planes flights have you planned?
Approximately
Or
for like 13 hours, 13 to 14 hours. First two
interesting.
flights they teach us and they help us, and after that they make us to do that. And then they will ask, what is this? What is that?
And after those 13 hours, the rest of the flights are planned by instructors.
No, they give us before the flight, they give us time to flight plan, and we do flight plan. And in computer, they file it for us because I don't know how to file it. And after that, throughout the flight, we will have to do that. And they will help while arrival and procedure and stuff for holes and all. But rest of all is for
Yeah, yeah, very good. Many people plot also, they can plot and plan also, like places which are not highly regulated,
Mm,
remote places, private places.
mm,
So all this is regulated airspace where you will get navigation facilities,
mm,
communication facilities, traffic guidance facilities.
mm,
If you if you want to fly from here, Vijayanagar,
mm,
to let's say some other place, Langpui, then you can fly from there to here also like this. You can fly
mm,
anywhere, but here you will not get support. Here you don't have navies.
yeah,
Here you don't have air traffic controllers. Here you don't have any assistance, guidance whatsoever. So this is risky. So everything is designed in this way only that people follow routes that have
mm,
assistance. But I'm sure there are hidden routes also. But how would we know? How can we risk that? You should be a very great pilot and you should have a great idea about your
yeah,
remote positions. Otherwise, if you don't have support and if you cannot recognize where you are and if you cannot read any navigation instrument properly, then see, so that is the importance of what we study. All aspects. Great. Any doubts?
no,
Okay, fine. Let me show you something. All right. So I'll be sharing the folder with you for all notes.
mm,
So there are five folders in the main folder, and one of the folder are charts.
mm,
I would want you to just after the session, I would want you to just go through each of the four charts named ERC.
mm.
Just scan, sit and relax and observe. And if you'll have any doubts, then take a screenshot and share that with me. So there's a technique to study all charts. The
Mm,
technique is to start from left to right or right to left. So we go clockwise.
mm,
So you divide the chart in four parts and then section by section you spot things. We'll discuss that. So we're talking about Rachi and we're talking about why the altitude was. So you're talking about that, right?
yeah.
What was that?
On the,
10,000?
I don't remember the eye. It
Danger
was on
area.
the east
Danger
side, yeah.
area. There was a danger area.
Yeah,
Do you remember?
yeah, there was a danger area. I don't remember the particular height. It was from ground to some.
Yeah, ground to 10,000 feet. That
Okay.
is 10,000 feet on
Mm,
non-RT. Yeah, just next to the airport.
mm,
I'll show you. Wait again. Mhm. Yeah. See this. Danger area 60.
yeah, ground to 10,000 feet.
Yeah, we were talking about this, right?
Mm,
Now, how much is 1 centimeter into what? 30 lakhs we did? Unit
yeah.
converter. Mhm. Just a sec. Okay. To get a rough idea as to what is the range, we should check this out with respect to that. So it looks like, see here also they have given us these bars.
Mm,
One, two, three, four, eight, nine.
yeah.
Maybe for my range, nine. How much was that? One, right? 9 centimeters. So, no, I think this is one, two, three, four, 4.5. Wait, 4.5 into. 1 second. I'm just making a trivial understanding based example for you. So I'm converting centimeters to nautical miles. Or let's take, yeah, nautical mile. Hmm. I'm just doing it on the calculator. So this looks like 135 kilometers.
Hmm.
Okay. Approx, I'm making a rough calculation. I could be wrong, but 135 kilometers in nautical miles. Do you know the difference? Conversions and all. Do you remember navigation?
1.85 to 1.852 something.
Very good. Very good. One second. I'm almost done. Yeah. So 135 kilometers. So this seems like an approximate area of
Hmm.
72 nautical miles.
Hmm.
Okay. And it starts with, yeah. So let's check. What is this area? So it was a danger area for 10,000 feet.
Hmm.
This is just little trivia we are doing here. So this looks like it is almost aligned with magnetic north, maybe 20.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what the present variation is, but we have our charts aligned straight like this. Okay. So we cannot change that of our chart, sadly. But this looks like runway 31. Looks like correct 310. So as per
Yeah.
that, this is that area, right? Danger area. Hmm. So this looks like how many kilometers? 72. So this is the danger area within this. I think these are the
Oh,
mountains.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. So jungle also.
yeah, affirm. So maybe immediate vicinity is this
Hmm.
much area. So it's not safe, but still we have a couple of routes. So maybe you see these gaps here, this gap,
Hmm.
and then this gap here. You see this gap?
Hmm.
Maybe that's where the route is going from. Some clearance, some restriction. This is very clean, so most routes are here. Okay. All right. So the next exercise would be once you have well versed, like any chart, you can do anything. In the exam, definitely you will not have to search much, but because you will be shown your departure and destination both.
Hmm.
Okay. So it'll be easy, and we just read the exam flight plan, we read the chart, and then we look at the questions and resolve them. Do you have any doubts? Think. I'm sharing charts with you. I'm sharing the folder with you. Please check. In the folder, you will get the charts in reading task 2, practice charts.
Hmm.
In that, you will have old charts and then you will have four copies of ERCs.
mm,
So VABF, VECF, VIDF, and VOMF.
mm,
VABF is the FIR code for Mumbai FIR. So they also have a four-letter code. VECF is Kolkata, VIDF is Delhi, and VOMF is Chennai FIR code.
mm.
Sometimes certain softwares might take a little while for that file to be opened because it's a heavy file.
What is SEC? It's
That is with chart.
this one. Kolkata,
Yeah.
just below Kolkata, it's SEC.
I'll
URP.
I'll tell you. So are you on this chart? ERC, VECF,
Oh, VABS.
VABF. Okay. Now, please have a look on the screen. Can you see departure VANP? Okay. So these are basic elements of the flight plan. I want you to tell me a couple of more that you saw in the which you have already seen, which are not mentioned here. We have QNH, we have other information, alternate is blank. We are going from bottom to top. Aircraft
Mm,
type, Airbus 321, moderate. This is wake turbulence.
mm,
Flight rules, IFR.
mm,
Flight type, it's a scheduled flight.
mm,
All standard equipment on board. Route November
mm.
877. Arrival VOVZ. Can you determine what this is?
Visakhapatnam.
Vishakhapatnam, correct. Sorry,
Mm.
correct. Call sign,
I fly 1269
very good. Estimate time of departure 1230, flight
30.
level 330, departure Nagpur.
Mm.
What was your understanding of this departure?
It's from Mumbai FIR and NP is Nagpur.
Nagpur, very good.
Mm,
Frequencies, ATC frequency is given. Nagpur Tower Approach Control, Vishakhapatnam Tower Approach, and Kolkata.
but-
CA is VOR code for Kolkata. These are all VOR codes.
mm,
These are frequencies.
so,
Transponder
oh,
code is given. It means you can fly Quebec route. It means you
mm,
have the sophisticated instruments.
mm,
It means that you can give shorter calls,
mm,
faster calls, more professional calls.
mm.
Can you tell me what else can we mention that you think can come in the exam in the flight plan?
Where is aircraft parked, like parking bay, passenger on board?
Do you think
Mm.
that will come in the exam?
Yeah, it came.
Very nice.
Metar.
Very good. Yes, Metar is also there. We have just not put here. What else? Anything? If there will be anything extra, be aware of it in the exam. So clearly look at the flight plan carefully. The flight plan will be on the right side, charts will be on the left, questions will be on the bottom left. So, yeah. Now, when you have looked at this,
Mm,
then you look at the chart and then track your departure, destination, and route. So, we are
mm,
going to do this now. I know you are more than an hour into the session, but let's just keep the mind working. Okay.
mm,
Like, just, I hope you're not worried with
mm,
confusions, is the whole point. Because of saturation,
mm. Do I need to write this flight plan?
right? What?
This flight plan? No.
Take a picture.
Okay.
I'll just focus on the screen. You don't have to write it. It's fine. I just want you to be aware, but you can take a picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
I want you to be aware. I can share the Google Drive with you all. Second. Okay. So this is the chart,
mm.
and just a second. Just a second. All right? Okay. Now look at the screen.
Mm.
Can you see the chart and the flight plan both? Yeah.
Confirm.
So now let's say you've got this chart. We have to go from Nagpur to Visakhapatnam. So we will be given, most of the times, you will be given the chart in a way that it covers only these two places.
Yeah, it will be more towards the west.
Yeah, I'll
I
show you.
think
Wait,
it's a.
it's here. So this is
Mm,
Nagpur. Okay, see Nagpur is mentioned here.
mm.
We have to check route November 877. So you can always look for routes from Nagpur, go clockwise from magnetic north, and always hunt for routes like this. But you know,
Yeah.
Visakhapatnam
Mm.
is going to come somewhere in south
Mm.
only.
South.
So you can start from southern routes. This is November
Mm.
895. We need November 877.
Just below this one.
Then we have second one by one. And then I have, what do you think was blue line? International route, is it? Advisory route? Try to
And why
try to recall the legend.
advisory?
We'll go back to legend, Aram se.
Mm.
Don't worry. Let's look at the route and let's quickly scan the route. So now you
Mm.
found the route. You found Nagpur.
Mm.
You have found the route. So you
Mm.
fly from Nagpur.
It takes
Wait. See this one. This is the route.
mm.
So here
On
you
left
see this degree that you see 131.
one.
This is the uh, magnetic track from the station. You're going away from the station. So this is a VOR and a co-located,
That's
sorry,
QDR.
yeah,
Mm,
that is QDR. So any VOR based references you'll have to give, you'll get your radial on this track. So
mm,
over OMLAG, your radial will be 131
mm,
certain nautical miles outbound Nagpur
mm.
on Whiskey 90877 at a certain flight level. So now
Whiskey.
all of a sudden, correction, on November 877
Mm,
on a certain flight level.
mm,
Good eye, slip of tongue, my bad. So all of a sudden over OMLAG, if I tell you where you are and let's say you are at flight level 70,
mm,
then you'll say Nagpur Tower and India 129er, Omleg, flight level 70, November 877, radial 131, Southern DME, outbound, November Papa. How
mm,
much of DME? You look at this dotted CTR zone, it's 15 nautical mile.
mm,
So roughly over here you are 15 DME outbound Nagpur.
mm,
Okay?
mm,
So these 5 points is something that we used to do speak out all our calls in the old exam sessions because
mm,
it was purely about RT and not area nav.
mm,
So most calls you practice, you should know at least that this is how you can physically report based on your radio navigation
mm,
systems. Okay, radial DME can be mentioned. And then I go on this route on a radial 131. Okay, and this is my QDR from Nagpur. What is my direction of flight actually? It is 131 only. I'm going in direction 131. Okay. Magnetic track. I'm crossing. I'm crossing. This is the cruising altitude on the route. I've reached here and I've reached 123 nautical miles on the route. So I'm 123 or 123 nautical miles outbound Nagpur so far over here.
mm.
7,000 feet. What was this distance? What was this number signifying?
Height.
What height?
To not go below that height. Was the height of the route to just fly above that height?
There are two things. One is minimum area altitude, and one is this. Let's go back and check, okay?
Mm,
Not bad. It'll come to us. I want you to see and memorize. And then you are crossing a route over here,
mm,
and then you're crossing this big thick line.
mm,
These are control boundaries, basically, ACC boundaries, okay? Then you have waypoint Uksena, then continue Uksena. So Uksena inbound. So from Uksena, if you go up, you are at 311 degrees,
mm,
but you have to ignore this number if you're going down. Slight variation of 1 degree from the earlier route. Continue, you're crossing another route, you're crossing ADIS boundary also. And then
79 nautical miles.
seems like distance left if you're coming, and seems like distance gone if you're going. And then Ribro is seems like on an FIR boundary. See carefully.
Mm,
Yeah, see Mumbai Chennai FIR boundary.
mm.
And then over Ribro, thereafter I'm further flying. Where is Vishakhapatnam?
Yeah.
So this chart, I think it's covering up, but this is where Vishakhapatnam would be. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, we'll see. We'll see the actual chart in that also. But we found the route and we tracked it till here, okay?
Mm,
Fine. Okay, so I think this is the better chart. Bhubaneswar. Okay, fine. So this is generally how we will be tracking.
Mm,
And if I see that, okay, on my chart, I'm not able to see it completely,
mm,
then I'll ask for a different chart. Like, okay, my chart is not working. There's a system issue or something like that. Just be aware, there won't be any such thing happening there.
mm,
And this is how we track the route. We
mm,
see everything. And then only we look at the questions and start solving those questions. So we first focus. So, okay, we have been briefed. So, how do we feel in the exam? We sit, we study the flight plan, we check the route, okay? We do certain of our skills that we talk about, that we recenter and we think about what we have to do. And then you start with situations. So, you imagine that you are in the cockpit, you have got your briefing, you have seen the flight plan, you have seen the route, you know which aircraft you're going to fly, you know your call sign. And then when you're ready, you will start with your departure perspective based any situation from that phase and you start communicating. Okay, so every call is important because every moment I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something important. Everything is going to start from a still aircraft and reach back to a still aircraft. So there's so many things. All I have to do is just communicate. And all basics are done. We have understood phrases, we have understood the rules, we have seen
mm,
the chart, we have mastered phraseology also, we are mastering, and we have read rules of the air also.
mm,
Now we are in a good position to do calls. So next session that we'll do, we'll simply start with a flight plan, phraseology questions, a
mm,
chart, and then we'll solve it together. And before solving, we'll start discussing call types. So we'll do first practice some calls, then we'll do
mm,
call types, and then we all have to do is just calls and calls.
mm.
And then I'll give you the best manual to read to supplement your calls. Please tell me if you have any questions.
I was reading one thing. What
Uh-huh.
will be the radio call if we are in the holding point and the wind changes and we need to go to the another runway?
Hmm.
Uh, can
Either,
it sound like
yeah,
Mumbai ground, Air India 129er on taxiway Charlie, request taxi to alternate runway due to wind changes?
you're almost correct. If
Mm,
it's runway 29er, then you will be required to know the name of the other side of the runway.
mm.
So, do you know how to calculate?
Yeah, plus two minus two.
How?
I do
Do it.
like that.
Okay. So, what's the
Minus
reciprocal
two
for
plus two.
1980?
Reciprocal bar 1990.
So, what's the other end of the runway if one end of the runway is 2980? So, you are at runway holding point, runway 29er.
Mm,
Now, wind changes. So, you need the other side of the runway. So you need to ask, okay, Mumbai Tower, India 123, holding point runway 27, taxiway Charlie, request runway so and so, due wind changes.
mm.
That's how you have to take the call. You have to mention the name of the runway. So what will it be?
It will be 110.
Correct. So runway,
110.
three digit,
11.
runway 11.
Mm,
So that call will go like that.
mm.
Say that, take the call now, just mention, request this runway due wind. Hmm.
Mumbai ground, Air India 129 on taxiway Charlie, request taxi runway 11, due wind changes.
It was a good call, but the call will go to tower
Yeah.
and mention holding point runway.
Mm,
Or if you're on taxiway Charlie, it's fine.
mm,
Then I will not assume that you're on holding point. So be clear about
mm,
your position. If you say
mm.
so, you are here, I'll be like, ATC will be like, okay, you're there. Hmm. Once more.
Mumbai Tower, India 129er, on holding point runway 29er, request taxi runway 11 due to wind changes.
Due wind change, due
Due
wind,
wind change. Mm,
yeah, something like that.
mm,
Hmm. Mumbai Tower, India 129er, holding point runway 27, request runway 11, due wind.
mm,
So they can give you clear to taxi on the runway, they can clear you to backtrack on the runway, or they
mm,
can ask you to go via some other taxiway.
mm,
So here backtracking would be given to you, mostly, because you're already on the holding point.
mm,
So it'll be like, okay, clear to backtrack, runway 29er, clear
mm,
to enter runway 29er. So you'll give a read back, clear to backtrack runway 29er, entering runway 29er, Victor correction, Air India 129er.
mm,
And then you'll quickly backtrack, and then you'll be like, India, correction, Mumbai Tower, India 129er, runway 11, ready for departure.
mm. And for endurance thing,
Hmm.
if they're asking for the how much endurance is left or how much it is left, do we have to calculate? Or we can just assume anything?
Endurance mostly will be given to you in your flight plan then.
Yeah, it was given for like it was given 0300 hours or something like that.
Correct.
And the end of the exam, they asked me for the endurance. Obviously, the endurance will reduce.
Because in your question, I think you had fuel emergency calls.
Yeah, last one.
Yes.
Yeah. So do I have to calculate it? Or we can just say the 5 minutes of fuel is left or 10 minutes of fuel is left.
Hmm. There are concerns. If you're low on fuel,
Mm,
then you cannot do certain things.
mm,
So you have to keep that in mind.
mm,
Here they are not allowing us to keep hypothetical data in certain areas, especially endurance.
mm,
So you calculate your flight time,
mm,
and let's say endurance is 0300 or 0330, then you only have 3.5 hours. Endurance is the maximum time you can stay in air. So it means that's the maximum capacity of the fuel. You
mm,
measure it with time. So if 2 hours are passed and you only have 1.5 hours left, so you'll not be able to fly to a distant aerodrome. That's a wrong thing to do. So how can you ask for a clearance for that? So that's the understanding that they want to check. So they want to check if you are aware that if you have fuel leakage, then you're losing fuel. So your endurance is losing. So you don't have much time. So it becomes an emergency situation. So you just be aware that if you're low on fuel, then maybe you cannot even taxi. So you tow the aircraft. So you ask for towing permission. Request towing. Aircraft lost all fuel due fuel leakage.
mm,
Request towing to
mm,
apron. So that's the kind of you will not be required to calculate, but you should be aware whether if I have a fuel emergency, then I'll not do things that cannot be done due to fuel emergency. That's the awareness in simple
mm,
words. So slight calculation maybe. They give you your airspeed also. Yeah, I
mm,
think airspeed is also mentioned in the exam. So let's say your airspeed is certain knots
mm,
and endurance is 3 hours. And if you have traveled almost till your destination, and if you have a fuel leakage, so maybe you have used all your fuel. Because if your speed is 350 knots and endurance is 3 hours, and let's say you departed at 10 a.m., 100 hours, and you have almost reached your destination at 1200 hours. 2 hours you have flown,
also,
it means 700 nautical miles you have flown,
mm,
right? So your endurance was 3.3, 3.5. Now it's
mm,
reduced to 1.5 only
mm,
because 2 hours fuel you have used. If that 1.5 fuel is leaking, then
mm,
I hardly have any fuel to do anything other than land. The
mm,
fuel leakage will be very fast. So you land and hold position and tow truck. That's the connection. That's why they'll ask you about endurance. But this is how I'm showing you how to calculate
mm,
endurance. If your times in questions is just 1.5 hours, then your endurance is reduced by that time.
Hmm.
Understood? So that's how you can quickly calculate your endurance.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
ठीक है? Good
Okay.
job on your abbreviations. Please give it a read again. We
Hmm.
will open with abbreviations only. We'll practice them again
Hmm.
and go through your charts. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Hmm.
And yeah, if you need any homework or something, let me know. I'll share with you.
Hmm.
And then we'll connect and we'll start practicing the way I said. Okay?
Good.
Call me or text me if anything.
Sure.
And by evening, let's discuss about what we are feeling about the exam. Let's carry on the discussion over chat.
For that thing,
Uh-huh.
exam portal is closed.
Okay. And did you check?
Yeah, I did. I think till April it is closed. I don't know when will they open it next.
So
If
towards
they
the
open
end
it,
of April, they will open it for March, maybe
yeah.
1st March, April, May.
May.
6th May is the date you could get.
Okay.
So by then you should not be just have gotten done with RT. I mean, yeah, you can study a lot
Hmm.
in that much time. So yeah, okay. If you're interested to, what do we say? If you're interested to study parallelly, then after RT work is done, you can study whatever subjects are left. Keep yourself in the focus. Give 2 3 hours. If tech is left, you can start studying tech. Get that knowledge on the side. Keep yourself occupied. Let me know. I will share resources with you. Okay? Right now, let's focus on this for this week and get
Hmm.
super ready. All right? If you need
Hmm.
anything else, any good feedback, bad feedback, problems, just share with me, okay? Don't
Hmm.
struggle. है ना?
Yeah.
I get very worried. So you let me know.
Yeah.
चलो ठीक है. And sorry for that distraction with that video.
No, no worries, no worries.
It was a
That was a
pleasant
cute
surprise.
dish.
Yeah. चलो
Yeah.
ठीक है. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.